damage?
Necrotic damage. As this leisurely hand about your wrist death grips and begins to drain your life force. An otherworldly sound that can only be described as a mixture of a hiss and a low guttural demonic groan begins to utter forth from this corpse as its jaw unhinges like as if it were screaming.
Can I place the amulet back on his chest, or is it too late?
You can do whatever you'd like. At this point, Kyrie has seen what is happening. You are obviously in pain and will tell you to ditch the thing and let's get out of here. She'll push past you, Ophelia, and try and grab at the lid and yell at the Beat Knight to try and close it.
Oh.
Everyone, technically roll initiative.
Natural 1.
Oh boy, as expected, I guess, in this
15.
situation.
15.
Okay.
Since I'm wearing a gauntlet, may I try and grab the amulet so he's distracted by me? Since he can't touch my flesh.
Sure, you can snatch this amulet.
With the hand that has the gauntlet on.
Certainly. You mean the Coma Gem?
No, the what we're after.
Okay, the purple stone.
Yeah, so he's after me. I gave the coma stone back to what's-her-face.
Okay. You easily grab this little purple gem. Kyrie's going to be yelling at the Beat Knight and trying to struggle kind of between you and the tomb, Elric, to maneuver this lid to try and figure out how to close this lid on this now undead guy.
I am going to try to assist in getting the lid back on.
Alright, Ophelia, you're on that side. The best you can do right now is probably reach over and try and grab the lid.
I will do so. I will try to avoid having any flesh where he can touch it.
Alright, the Beat Knight will aid as well, but at this point, basically, you're all trying to figure out if you just want to brute force this, because technically Elric is now being latched on by this dead guy who's preventing you from pulling the lid straight up and over.
I want to try to chop his damn hand off. Thank you.
Wait, whose?
Technically, you've already...
The dead guy.
You didn't want to do that on your turn, so you'll have to wait.
Okay.
Elric, technically now it's your turn.
I want to try and pull my arm away.
Alright, for this one, just roll straight up strength.
And that's a 6.
No. This thing has literally got a death grip on you. Take 5 more damage. Oh my gosh, this thing has rolled a crit.
What do I take?
Give me a sec. Give me a second.
So that's max damage and a modifier.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, that's nondescript damage.
Yes, it is. Technically, that's only going to work out to be 27. But still, 27 more necrotic damage. Elric, you're getting tired!
I'm dying here.
It's back to Kyrie. At this point, she's going to whip out a small little ornamental dagger. It looks like it could possibly have magical abilities. And we'll just, at this point, try and just cut the guy's hand off. and with a 4 is just barely trying to saw through it. Ophelia?
I am going to pull out my longsword and tell her to move so I can just hack this guy's hand off.
Kyrie's gonna notice this isn't gonna work, so just go for it. Just roll a performance for me, because this wouldn't really be any much skill like you're trying to attack. It's point blank.
Well, please tell me that a 16 is enough.
I don't have a negative. I had a 17.
Oh yeah, that's plenty.
I
Perfect.
actually have a +2 modifier.
On performance?
Oh, no, strength.
Yeah, no, this was performance.
But I don't have negative on performance either.
Is it over 14?
Yes, that's the 17.
You're fine. You cleave through this. You cleave through this arm. Elric, there's now a hand clasped on your left wrist. You are free. And with the Beat Knight's turn, they're all going to take their turn to try and lift and seal this tomb, which they managed to do, but you can hear whatever this is inside thrashing about. And whatever its noise is not getting any softer.
Is that locking stone? Is that a stone that unlocks the coffin still on the lid?
Honestly, I forget. Did you pocket that, or did you leave it on the lid?
I left it on the lid.
Then it's on your on the floor near your feet.
See, I'm trying to lock it again.
Okay.
So, do you think it's possible to take that stone, place it on there, and have it act as a key to lock the chest, lock the coffin again?
What I know is completely different. You did not try to investigate or check anything out about this stone or question it, so that is not my choice.
Well, I'm going to try that.
You place the stone on the tomb. It does nothing.
Great.
Elric, let's just book it.
I pick up the stone and get ready to book it. After prying the hand off my wrist.
Alright. You practically snap a few fingers to do so, but you manage to rip this thing off of you. This thing is wildly thrashing about, trying to get out of this coffin. It does not have the strength to move the lid, but it's making a racket, certainly. Kyrie's looking like it's time to go. The
So
Beat
am
Knight's
I.
looking like, what do we do with the real coffin?
Leave it.
Pull it to the side, right over here.
Beat Knight will quickly kind of K-point turn this cart and kind of just dump it right here.
I pull out the compass to find the quickest exit.
Move me.
The compass is going to be pointing back where you came in.
Then let us go.
Started a small run.
Kyrie's at a healthy jog, but she does not look over worried. Everyone will get right about here before a literal shriek of the damned is heard, and the entire place juts to the side like a small little tremor. Elric, I don't think anyone stops their pace, but your paper resonates.
I flip it open.
What the heck was that? Scrawled upon the paper.
Arcane corpse alarm. I write that while I'm running.
Okay. You manage to somewhat get back. Piercing light from the city.
Piercing light from the city?
Do you write that back? Do you question mark? It wipes itself out and re-asks, is everyone okay? Are we all kind of like slowing down to a gentle-ish jog so you can write this?
Yes.
Alright, you now see Cal kind of writing more clearly. Some form of light has just erupted from Shaymore. We can see it from Boarswood. What's going on?
Took amulet. Corpse reanimated. Loud scream. Running.
Cal does not respond.
Look, we're gonna have guards up our backside in a minute. I suggest we get going. Once we get outside, I can try to get a hold of my friend.
Well, we can't go out the way we came.
And why not?
Because they will be looking at it. I checked the compass to see in what general direction it's telling us. Because I voiced to everyone, there is a drainage grate somewhere that we need to get to.
Kyra will shout to you that, well, that's back the way we came, pointing back towards the Necro.
Oh, great.
Kyrie says, we got this, screw everything else, and we'll begin to keep heading this way.
Okay, book it.
About here, you can instantly hear just the many thousands of thuds and creaks amongst all these wooden coffins. Kyrie's now not at a full sprint, but she's cursing to herself every step of the way.
I run as fast as I can. I am keeping up with her.
I'm having a hard time because I have a -1 on athletics.
No one is stopping to smell the roses, but at this point we literally have like cliched hands ripping out of boxes, so to speak.
I just want my dragon.
I just want my tea.
I want to see the light of day. Everyone shut up and book it. And I've accidentally put Ophelia underneath the Beat Knight. Had to move the Beat Knight, sorry.
Elric, as soon as you barge through these wooden doors that you did leave open, you kind of almost run into Kyrie. She's kind of halted in place for a second, scanning about the room, as all of these boxes, literally on top of each other, are like clamoring and falling over like a giant failed Jenga puzzle. And
All of my
begins
note.
to book it back towards the lift. She makes it to the lift and is eagerly trying to pull up on this chain. It begins to lift even before anyone else gets there.
Ah! I roll acrobatics to jump on the lift.
As do I.
Okay,
I got a 13 plus 3, 16.
perfect.
What was it?
16.
Oh, easy done.
Okay, good.
The
What
Beat
about
Knight, the Beat Knight rolled the lesser of you two and kind of just he grabs onto it, but it hits about chest level, so he actually has to pull himself up.
I help him.
Beat Knight will go to the change as well and begin to lift you guys up and out.
Can we see it? Can we see the sky now?
Wait. How many of those blue gems do I have left in the bag? Invisibility gems.
You still got a bag full. You've got a good handful of everything.
I hand them out to everyone so we can sneak out. These turn you invisible. Not very long. We need to book it.
As soon as you get back to that little alcove, the door itself is straight up open, and as soon as the lift pulls into place, you now are more acutely aware that there are two guards staring you down, like not expecting to see you, like they were rushing in to go down. You are immediately accosted. What are you doing here? Who are you? These are not the same two guards you walked in with.
I pull out the paperwork. We just dropped off one of our loved ones, and everything started to shake, and don't know what's going on.
One of the guards will look over this paperwork very suspiciously. This guard's certainly giving you the eye. This guard's not liking seeing someone here. What paper did you give him? Did you just reach in your pocket?
No, I made sure to pull out all the actual paperwork. I didn't give him Cal's paper.
Ophelia, where's your flask?
I put it back in the casket.
You didn't take it?
No, I thought I gave it back to him, trying to get him to leave us alone.
Okay, Elric, where's the hat?
I dropped that thing.
Okay. This guard's not happy looking over these papers, and it's evident on his face. They quickly express to you, unfortunately, they don't know what's going on down there, but whatever it is, technically speaking, you four are now suspects.
Give me just a moment. Give me just a moment.
A third guard will arrive as they will now begin to put you in binds and tell you that temporarily you will be under arrest.
Hold on. I'm going to try persuasion.
Okay.
I just want to let out a really, really loud whistle.
Who goes first?
She interrupted you. What do you think? I'm
She
legitimate.
interrupted. What do I think? She fucking interrupted. Language. I'm sorry. She freaking interrupted.
Well,
Elric
I
will.
only rolled like a 1, so if that has anything to do with me getting my help, it's not coming.
Well, since you preemptively rolled, I'll keep that in mind. Elric, what did you like to do?
I wanted to say that we had dropped off our friend. We were trying to leave, and then everything started shaking.
Roll persuasion for me.
I got a +5 on that. This is why I asked. Come on. 19 + 5.
The guard who looked upset about your paperwork does seem to kind of take this as truth. Unfortunately, Ophelia tries to reach in her pocket for this whistle and completely rolls a nat 1, and it more looks like she's reaching for something in her pocket. The guard does not like this, like she's trying to make a move, and they're all immediately re-suspicious of you and begin to continue to put you in binds. Like she was about to pull a knife or something.
I hate you.
I left my sword in the coffin, so I don't have anything.
I
The four of you are in binds and are quickly ushered outside. Sure enough, as soon as you step outside from the cemetery, you notice there is in fact a large beaming light coming up from the portion of town over near the monumental area that's rising to the heavens, and like a maelstrom is forming up above of dark clouds. There is an obvious sense of concern and almost, I don't want to say panic, but of slight panic kind of about the area. You can feel it and kind of hear a lot of people making talk. But before you know it, you are ushered to the park in a small hostel turned jail. And you are promptly thrown in cells, and the door is locked behind you. Alright, everybody.
Why did you have to pull something like that? I don't even know where she's at. I'm yelling at her specifically right now.
Elric, you're just yelling out in general. You guys find yourselves in these small little rooms that would have been individual sleeping quarters of sorts. It's a small stone room. There's nothing more than a wooden bench and a bucket. There's a heavy wooden door with iron slat bars as a window, and there's no knob or visible handle on the inside.
Do I see anything else about the cell?
I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. It is bland. It is nothing more than just stonework. There are no windows. There's only the one door and the furniture I have described and that you see here. You can see out the door if you would like, but that's about the only other real thing to do.
I just sit down and sulk.
What do I notice about the door?
It is a heavy wooden door. Whatever used to be, this is not the door of original design. This is a modified jail door. There's the window with the iron slat bars that is reinforced with these iron bolts, but this is a heavy wooden door. But there's no lock or latch or even handle on your side. But through the door, you notice there is at least a hallway until you peer through it.
What have I got?
Do I see our little female friend?
You see the inside of your cell right now, unless you want to do some, like, look through the door.
I'll try to look through the door.
You immediately see, across the hallway, the door to another cell, but from your vision, Ophelia, you can see about this much. Elric, do you look out the door?
No, I want to... Let's see. Survival is not going to give me much. None of my skills are going to give me much here.
Ophelia, you begin to hear slight metallic rapping of metal on metal.
Beat night? I just kind of speak loudly, questioningly. Beat night?
The rapping stops.
So probably no.
We'll begin to continue.
Is that a bench right here? Or a seat or something?
It's a little wooden bench.
I sit on it.
I just sit on the floor in front of my door.
I have no skills to help me get out.
Would you like to look out the door?
Fine. Sure. I look out the door.
See, there's an immediate door to your left, which is not a jailer's door, but would lead somewhere else. And there's an obvious another cell door across the way. Would you like to roll perception to see what you see on the outside of these cell doors?
Sure. I rolled a 5. What's my perception skill?
Well, that's still certainly enough, because it's plain across the hall, nothing but these iron bars obstructing your view. On the front side of these cell doors, you can see an obvious key lock latch, about where a handle would be, and a floor bolt, a little iron rod that jams into the floor.
Can I see the lock to the cell from the inside?
From the inside, you can peer down and just faintly make out the keyhole, the handle latch. And if you really press your face up against the iron bars, you can barely see the little iron bolt at the bottom. Ophelia, you notice, at least from your perception, you can see there does not appear to be anything or anyone in the cell across from you. And I'll say, since you try and strain your, see the floor bolt, you could see a couple more doors down.
Can I reach the lock from my cell?
The window is too tall for you to actively be able to reach it from that vantage point, but more importantly, your arms and armor are too wide for you to reach between these iron bars. Oh, good! He's finally starting to notice. A voice rings out. There's a very familiar face across the cell from you, Elric.
Oh,
So,
is
do
she in
me
the cell with me or the one next to me?
You are in a cell by yourself.
Okay.
Please tell your little dragon friend that she needs to think before she acts next time.
This would have been much easier as a solo mission.
You know what? I can't complain. I agree with you on that.
I just shout, if anyone's gonna get us busted, it's you, Miss Take Everything I See.
Oh, great! I've got a neighbor! You'll hear her begin to start kicking the wall between you and her. I'm sorry, Elric, I shouted over you.
No, it was fine. It worked perfectly. We both shouted at Ophelia at the same time, so it worked.
Elric, you can't quite see her, but you believe Ophelia to be in the cell.
I just sit on the ground.
Well, I'd love to sit here and watch you two try and figure out how to get out yourself. So I think I'll do that while I get out myself. As she disappears from your exact view, Elric. You begin to hear fabric ripping.
How
Elric,
tough?
go ahead.
How tough is the door?
It's a very heavy wooden door. Got some iron reinforcements.
Okay. Is there... Oh, there's something. I want to activate one of the skills I have that I can do 3 times a day. Alter Self. I want to turn into an ant. Try and climb through the bars.
Okay, I will give it to you. You are an ant. You are on the floor.
I'm not even trying, I'm just sitting on the floor.
I start climbing the door.
You do so. Ophelia, you are still hearing fabric ripping from the cell over.
I don't even try, I just sit there.
Elric, you get to the iron bars.
I go through the iron bars.
You cannot go through the iron bars. Something is physically stopping you, like a force field of some kind.
Great. Can I try the window?
What window?
I thought you said... Oh, right. There's no window.
No, there's just the one little iron barred window in the door.
Is there a gap in the bottom of the door?
No.
Or the door side?
No, there's no visible gap.
And there's no keyhole on our side, right?
There's nothing on the inside, no.
Is there a drain?
There's no drain.
So that was a wasted magic.
Are you still an ant?
Yes. Yes, I am. I'll just sit
Ophelia,
up on the window.
Ophelia, you now notice that your little tail barb has been confiscated as well.
I just look at my fluffy end of my tail and pout even more.
Your weapons and anything of major importance that looks to be a threat has been confiscated.
Do I still have my whistle?
You do. You did not manage to pull it out of your pocket, and they did not try and frisk you.
Well, I can't do anything with it anyways. I just wanted to make sure I had my whistle.
The fabric ripping finally stops. Kyrie appears back in the window of the door and begins to fish through a little looped string through the window. It begins to descend the door.
I'm watching. There's an ant.
As the loop hits the floor, you see her craning her head trying to get a good view as she's trying to do her best to loop this piece of string around the floor bolt. But as expected, it's not as easy as you'd imagine.
I crawl down the door. No, I don't. As an ant, I want to try and cast Mage Hand on the floor bolt. Below mine. I should be able to see it better.
Not even going to make you roll. You are unable to have your mage hand go past this door.
Great. How can she get a string through hers? I call hacks.
She's still trying to latch this around the floor bolt. And to both of your views, in fact, give me 1 second. A teacup comes clattering into view, a huge teacup. Comes rolling into view right about here. From in this direction. The metallic clanging has stopped.
How did he get a teacup through? This is not right.
Maybe if Elric wasn't an ant and thought about what's going on, Elric would know better.
Well, obviously, non-magical items and non-physical fleshy items can go through the bars.
Incorrect. You want to go ahead and roll something that might attune you to this?
Perception.
Arcana, maybe? Or whatever works.
I have 0 Arcana.
Okay, then you can just roll straight up perception if it's good enough.
I've got a +5 on a 9 is 14.
That will work. There is some sort of seal on this door allowing no magic to pass through, even as simple as a disguised self. Disguise Aunt Elric cannot pass through barrier.
Can I dispel magic?
You can try.
I'll try. With a measly 13.
You successfully pull up Dispel Magic, but it does not have effect on this particular lining of the door.
Is there a gap or anything underneath my door?
There is no visible gap underneath your door. At this point, Kyrie will actually finally get the string about the floor bolt and manage to unlock the floor bolt.
Okay.
Well, that was the easy part. Come on, you guys aren't even done yet? She kind of shouts out.
I'm not even trying. I pick up a pebble off the ground and throw it against the wall.
Roll strength.
That's an actual 20.
Give me a second. Where did you throw it?
In the general direction of her voice.
You hurl this pebble, and it has now made a visible dent into the wall. This little rice grain stone pebble has made a somewhat sizable crater in the wall, and you've made a bunch more pebbles for you.
You should have thrown it at the door.
Well,
I go back to normal.
Kyrie now notices you back in the doorway. So you're not even gonna try? You're just gonna sit here and rot? Fine, okay, whatever.
I'm trying to think.
Do everything myself.
I want to take a pebble and throw it at the door.
Roll strength.
19.
Alright, you pick up a little bit larger of a pebble. It chips away a small little splinter off of the door with all your might, but nothing more than that. But it was an impressive throw nonetheless. Elric, you see Kyrie reaching up like she's trying to fix her hair or something.
Oh. What all is in the room again?
Nothing more than a bench and a bucket.
There is nothing I can use in there.
Kyrie will actively pull a large chunk of hair off the back of her head and slip this chunk of hair through the bars. Like she's practically ripped off a ponytail, so to speak. And just shoves it through the bars. The severed piece of hair begins to crawl down the side of the door.
I. I don't have anything to do.
This bit of hair will turn to the side and pull out a little key. You quickly jam it in the lock and unlock the door. The door swings open effortlessly. Kyrie will step out, hold her hand out as this little scrap of hair climbs up on her shoulder, and walks over and peers at you through the bars. Okay? Did you... am I interrupting a plan? Do you want to do this yourself?
I've got no plan. I can't get anything through the bars. It's not letting me put anything through.
Because you're using magic, I think. Right?
Yes?
Duh, it's magic block. Whatever. She bends down to get the floor bolt and unlock your door. Elric, you notice this patch of hair is a ferret sitting on her shoulder.
Ah.
She unlocks your door.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go. We're still
Agreed.
on a time crunch.
Yep. Do we see the beat night in any of these cells?
You first see Ophelia sitting, being unhappy in her little pen here. There's a teacup on the floor, but from your new vantage point, there's in fact the hallway's not as long as you inspected, but you can see the Beat Knight's fingers leaning out of this little door right here.
I pick up the teacup first.
Alright. Harry will actively kind of step back and look at Ophelia through the door.
By the way, Elric, don't forget, I still have your precious little gem.
Oh yeah! Can I have that? She says as she begins to reach through the door.
No.
Aw, please?
No.
Alright. She says, as she puts her hand down on the lip of the door, this little ferret runs through and just dive bombs you.
I hold on to the gem. I refuse to let it go.
Okay, well, this ferret will jump on your face, or attempt to.
I want to throw the ferret against the wall.
This ferret will have advantage, and we'll just say it's undefined, because it is in fact a ferret. And, well, begins to start gnawing and scratching at you as best it can. It only does 5 damage. It begins to go wild on you.
I want to pull it off my face and throw it against the wall.
Roll strength.
Natural 1.
No, this thing slips through your fingers and still tries to keep gnashing at your face. With a nat 1, you completely... this ferret has overtaken you. You are somehow prone, and there's no longer a gemstone in your hand.
I want to grab the little thing and just choke it. I legit want to kill it.
You can try. I'll give you 1d20 saving roll as this thing's clambering up the door with the gemstone to try and grab it.
15.
Alright, that is just enough. You manage to nick its tail as it's halfway through the bars.
I want to kill it.
This thing's gonna reach around and try and bite your fingers.
And I'm going to try to kill it. I am not. I want to kill the ferret. I am going to try to kill it. I want to choke it.
This thing manages to drop the gemstone. Kyrie now has the gemstone, but you have seized this ferret by the tail.
I just want to hold on to it and squeeze it.
Okay, you
Legitimately trying to kill it.
roll strength.
$13.
Give me one more strength check.
11.
Alright, you have managed to, at this point, choke out this ferret. You have made it unconscious.
I unlock the Beat Knight's door.
Kyrie's not happy. You do not have a key.
I unlock the bolt at least.
You unlock the bolt.
I just look at Kyrie. Now I have your little pet.
Kyrie is certainly unhappy about this. But I have the treasure, she says. And begins to walk away.
I want to lockpick the door.
Alright. Try to do so.
I had a 14.
Alright, not quite. This lock is a little bit more complicated than you expected. Hey! Psst, hey! A voice rings out from behind you, Elric. Help me out here! Hey! Come on, guy!
I just want to be a jerk and throw the ferret's limp body out of my cell. Like, as hard as I can.
You do so. Roll strength then, as hard as you can.
12.
This dead little mouse rat thing just kind of plops about halfway in the hallway about there. Elric, someone is trying to get your attention.
I don't care. I want to try and unlock the gate again. Unlock the door again.
Okay, try again.
With 15.
Still no. This guy is still pining your attention.
What
Kyrie
does
just
Kyrie do?
leans up against the door here, waiting for you to do your duty.
I ask her, can I get the key?
Oh, what? You can't handle this?
No, I can't.
Says, and no, you can't. Move over. Um, Ophelia, there's some very loud banging coming from this door here. Something is knocking very hardly on this door.
What am I supposed to do about it? I'm in a cell.
I'm telling you because you're the one to notice. Um, Elric, it is visible that there is someone in this cell right here getting your attention. And they've got their face all up in the bar and their hand reaching out trying to get your attention like, hey, I'm right here.
Do I still have the compass on me?
You do?
Good, I look at it.
It's pointing at this right here, this cell.
See, here's the thing. I can't meta, so I don't know that Kyrie's got the gem, and I would want to get the gem. God damn.
Elric, it is impossible for you not to look at this guy. At least once.
I look at that direction.
It is the squire who was hounding you for beer at the inn way back in Boar's Woods. He is trying to get your attention to get him out.
Do I notice the ferret?
Yes, there's now a dead ferret accompanying or an unconscious ferret accompanying the teacup in the hallway.
I was say I didn't kill him. I just choked him out.
I want to go over to the ferret.
Beat Knight is now free.
I want to know if I can use my nature skill to help the ferret.
How would your nature skill help the ferret?
Well, I know of nature. Therefore, I also have animal hand. Actually, I'd rather do animal handling.
Do so, if you can see if you can revive or wake up this ferret.
Holy shit. That's a 20 plus 5.
All you do is touch this ferret, and this thing springs to life and clambers up this door and just disappears. Ophelia, it latches back onto your face.
I try and throw it back out the cell again.
Not before taking 5 more damage. You kind of somehow manage to clear the bars as this thing comes flying back out through the bars, Elric, just narrowly missing you.
Can I catch him so he doesn't land hard?
You can, yes. You catch it, and it promptly bites your finger.
I just stare at him really kindly.
Take
Like,
5
is that
damage.
really what you want to do?
It bites you again, as if to let me go.
I'm not holding him tight. I caught him. That's it.
Clambers down and runs straight for Kyrie and disappears after running like around her clothing. The Beat Knight will now address you, Elric. It's the lad from the bar.
I'm sorry, but my priority was the ferret.
I understand. Are we going to leave this poor lad here?
That depends. What did he do?
Now still trying to wave his arm out to get your attention. He claims he wanted to get in on this job just as well as you guys did.
I pick up the teacups as I walk back that way.
Ophelia, you can hear all this going on. You're just being ignored.
I just continue to sulk in my cage. I'm not telling anyone about the noise I heard.
And it's beginning to get louder.
And I am still letting it be, because at least I'm the one safely in my cell. I'm not telling anyone anything.
Just let him out.
She'll push the beat knight aside and look at this little scrappy 12, 13-year-old something up and down. And what good's he gonna do us?
He might listen better than the dragon.
Dragon? Oh, you mean her.
Yeah, her.
I have a dragon. I pipe up.
Is she serious?
She's serious.
It's pretty cool. Now leave her in there.
I
I just
Fine.
stick my hand out and make a very unpleasant gesture towards her.
Fine. More cover for us. Kyrie will let this little guy out. He expresses his thanks even though he is still upset about not getting the beer.
just say rules are rules.
His name is Teppy, he announces. He is not dressed in a squire outfit. He looks to be in larger adventurer's clothing. Whatever clothing he's wearing is somewhat mismatched and is certainly larger than what his clothing should be. Like, they're not his clothing.
Right?
At this point, the door busts off its hinges. Lands flat on the ground. Ophelia, you're the first one to notice.
I laugh. Ha ha.
As a very much dead person begins to wander through the door.
I have a variation of magic missile I want to cast at it.
Right. First shot, go for it.
Alright. Shimmering Bolt. What is the magic damage?
Magic damage would be 2d10 times 3.
Right.
You're gonna turn into that ferret thingy again, or that fox thingy again, I bet.
2, 3, 10. 15 times 3. It's 15, 30,
Oh, no.
45.
2d10 times 3.
2d10, I'm sorry. So I nixed the 10. That's 5 times 3 is 15.
Total of 15?
Yeah, it's 15.
Right. A shimmering display rockets forth from your outstretched arm and easily plunges right into this corpse, this walking corpse. Right makes contact with its chest, almost plastering this thing up against the wall in recoil. It gives a low, guttural groan, but it is still somewhat standing.
I am severely unnerved as animate corpses are not something I normally come across.
Kyrie's gonna quickly take her, I'll say, turn, and run up right in front of your cell, Ophelia.
What? I just smirk. I'm safe in here.
Kyrie will give you a very cunning, devious smile and unlock your door.
Yay!
You're not safe anymore.
I just trot out.
It opens towards Kyrie, so technically speaking, she's somewhat shielded from the undead in the way the fact that the door opens. Ophelia, there's now like a corpse, like right here.
Can I use my gauntlet hand and punch it?
Your gauntlet would have. Does your gauntlet have any weapons on it? Is it spiked at all?
From what I remember, it was solid metal with kind of like spikes on the knuckle. That's about it.
If it was spiked, it would have been confiscated.
Ah. Well, still, can I just hit him?
You could try.
You're going to punch a
D20?
zombie in the face.
Yes.
Roll a d20. What'd you get?
It was a 13.
That'll work. It's just a Zambi. Um, brute strength. Right on. 1d6 for damage.
5.
This thing collapses as you make contact with its face. Its head caves in and just crumples to the floor.
And that, my friends, despite my stupidity, is why you keep me around.
Unfortunately,
Punch
the
something into
doorway
it.
is not empty. Not any longer. As another undead wanders through the broken off door. And that's where I'm
You
going to have to
said they
stop it.
didn't.
I'm
You
going to
said
have to...
they didn't frisk me, right?
Correct. You would have had whatever's in your pockets. They would have told you to turn out your pockets.
Would they check my shoes?
Probably not, but at this point I'm going to have to stop it, guys.
Alright.
Break time.